Okay. What exactly is your business?
We're a remodeling company, residential remodeling company.
And when did you start?
I became incorporated in 2002. But I started in 1984 in construction as a carpenter.
So how did you get started, like in detail?
How did I get started? I went through a 4-year apprenticeship program, carpenter apprenticeship program, when I got out of school and became a journeyman carpenter. Actually, before that, when I went to Warren Central, I was in the building trades. We built houses. So that's kind of how I started out.
Why did you choose to start your own business?
I just wanted to be in charge of the whole operation from the start to finish. I don't know.
What was the hardest part of starting your own business?
Figuring everything out. For instance, you have to get like a federal ID number, and then I became incorporated, so then I had to have a group of officers that were part of the incorporation, just understanding the legal and the tax perspectives, the insurance, and contracts. Kind of attorney. Had to become pretty much an attorney to start your own business.
What was your breakthrough moment? Like, when did your business start to really take off?
It was actually probably about 5 years. About 5 years after I'd been in business, it broke through.
What got it?
Just I had a couple of large size jobs, and they were profitable jobs. We were able to, have enough money to buy more equipment and afford to hire more people.
Can you describe your business model?
My business model? Let's see, Kara, what would that be? I never wrote together an entire plan, like as far as, documented, a mission statement type thing. But business model, as far as starting to completion, you mean something like that?
Yeah. Okay, so like Tom's business model is that like for every one pair of shoes they sell, they like give another one away, so it's like what your business would be like for. So I know my dad mentioned something about how not a lot of construction companies do remodels as well, so maybe something like that.
Well, my business model is basically, might sound kind of corny, but basically when you're working inside somebody's home, there's nothing you kind of give back, but it's able to get the job done. Business model, I guess, would be to try to stay on budget to where there's not a lot of change orders. To keep the project, if it's a $100,000 job, to try to keep it at the $100,000 job, and also to keep the stress level down. That's kind of it's very stressful with the remodel project, so at the very end, you want to be able to keep everybody sane, without going crazy by the time the whole project's over. So in a roundabout way, it's kind of a model. You start in communication.
What do you look for when you hire like employees?
Trustworthy, hardworking, and knowledgeable. They all kind of go hand in hand. But
My dad mentioned something about how when you were remodeling our kitchen, like whenever we would come home or something, they'd immediately turn off their music, and they were like so respectful. So is that like do you just expect that, or do you tell them, like, this is how we're going to behave?
It's just kind of the common thing. They just try to be respectful, Like, believe it or not, in some projects I'll let the guys take their shirts off if nobody's around, because nobody wants to see people without their shirts. But if homeowners get home, then, make sure that their shirts are on, little things like that.
What's the best advice you've gotten, like, in all your years?
Never to take, there's a lot of different advice, but never to take your thumb off of your business, off of your projects. You can't expect a business to run itself. You have to delegate, and you can't micromanage, but you've got to still stay on top of the projects. You can't just think everything's going to work out on its own. You have to stay involved. And to try to take off at least Sunday, 1 day a week. You have your own business.
What kind of hurdles did you have to go through to enter the construction industry? Is there like a lot of certifications and?
There's a lot of different variety, but the more certifications you have, it's like any other occupation, the better off you are. So I went ahead, when I started out, I had the 4-year apprenticeship program, so I was a journeyman carpenter, certified journeyman carpenter. And then as I started my business, I went ahead and became lead certified with the EPA. And then I was also green certified, which is all the energy that your homes use and stuff. So I went ahead and got these extra certifications, and also certified aging in place, like for elderly people with wheelchairs and things like that. I went ahead and got that, so I've kept I've tried to keep certifications of continuing education.
How much experience did you have in the industry before you decided to start your own business? So, like, when you were in high school, like, how many houses did you build? Did you just work on, like, infrastructure, or did you
We had, like, a house each year, like our junior year, then our senior year. And then I worked for my building trades teacher when I was a junior in high school. And they were prefab homes. We built probably like 10 houses in one summer. They were just real small homes. So before I started my business, I had, 26 years, 2002, 84. I had like 18 years experience before I started my business.
What is your favorite part about what you do?
Creating. It's a canvas. It's artwork from start to finish. And also when the people I'm working for enjoy the space, or when I see the smile on their face and how excited they are with their new space, their new home, where they live, where they're going to make memories and their families and stuff. So that's the most exciting part.
Do you have any plans for future expansion?
Yes and no. I'm just having a hard time finding the qualified people. I wouldn't expand a whole lot more than what I have right now, but I would like to add probably 3 or 4 more people.
What are like the type of best people to work with or go into projects with? Like,
generally, older people are better to work with because they're better at planning. They've researched what they want as far as their space and whether they want tile or heated floors, and they also are more financially solvent, where they have the monies available to do the work.
What kind of people are the best to like work with on your team? Like people who can also contribute to the ideas, or you mostly come up with all of the ideas and they just like see them out? Or is it like
It's always best to have everybody kind of be brainstormers, or where everybody on Thomas Pearson team can give me their own ideas, and sometimes I'll run with their ideas, so it's helpful to have fresh ideas. So that's definitely looked favorably upon.
Has starting a business on your own strengthened your belief that it can be done successfully by anybody?
Yes. With hard work and determination and planning.
If you could have changed anything about how you did this, what would it be?
I don't know. I don't think there would be anything really differently about it.
And one last question. So you said that you never wrote out like a business plan. Did you do like a feasibility analysis, or did you just kind of like go straight into it?
I pretty much went straight into it. And it helped with my wife having a good job, so that way I knew if something bad happened, I could figure something out.
Okay, that should be good.
Okay, good.
Thank you very
The video
much.
and everything's good.